Well, good morning YouTubers, and welcome to Luxury Tech and Travel. This channel is all about luxury travel destinations, amazing hotels, the very best travel advice and super cool technology. So if that's the sort of thing that interests you, please do not hesitate to hit that subscribe button. In today's video I'll be giving you my top tips to travel and enjoy London without spending a fortune in doing so. And that includes staying in the best hotels, eating in the finest restaurants, and seeing all the very best tourist attractions that London has to offer. I only spend around 8 to 10 weeks in London these days. However, whenever I do go back, I always have an amazing time, and I never really seem to spend a huge amount of money. However, when you look on the internet and you hear of other people travelling to London, they always talk about how expensive London is. And that's the whole reason for putting this video together. I want to show you how you can really enjoy London and do things cheaply. And that's all coming up right now. Well, the perfect starting point for this video is really when should you fly? Through my experience, the cheapest times to fly to London, England are February to the middle of March, and also September and October. To give you an example, flying in July opposed to October, you'll pay approximately 60% more for a business class flight and up to 80 to 100% more expensive for an economy class ticket. Okay, so where should you stay? I'm not going to go into specifics of where you should stay. However, London is blessed with having so many great hotels to stay in, from beautiful 5-star properties all the way down to 1 and 2 star for the budget conscious. However, what I would suggest is that if you're thinking about staying in London, it can be expensive. And what you really should be doing is looking on the outskirts of London. You know, to give you an idea, you should be thinking about maybe staying in the business districts, because they're going to be slightly cheaper. And I'll give you an example. If you book the Novotel, Novotel is a very good 4-star brand hotel. If you booked in Greenwich, which is in a business district, 20 minutes walk into the main centre of London or a short tube ride, you will be looking at spending around £120 per night. However, if you booked a Novotel at Tower Bridge, which is in the heart of London, you could be looking around £200 per night. That's £80 per night difference just by staying a little bit out of London. So that would be my advice. Look at business districts. Of course, Monday to Thursday, they're fully booked with business users, people that are working in that area. However, come the weekend, those hotels aren't so busy. So as I say, I'm not going to really give you any ideas of where you should stay, specific hotels. There's lots of other videos out there about that. However, I certainly would consider looking on the outer skirts of London for somewhere to stay. Will definitely save you money. London is known for its tourist attractions. It's an absolutely amazing city to visit. However, it can be extremely expensive. And I want to show you how you can save money here. Firstly, over 90% of London's museums are free of charge. Free of charge to enter to the National Science Museum, the Natural History Museum, the Tate Modern Gallery. All of those attractions are actually free to enter. Now, of course, once you're in London, you want to do the Tower of London, maybe an Arsenal Football Club tour, that type of thing. And they can be quite expensive, around £25 to £30 for each of those tours. But my advice is buy a London pass. You can buy it online, and I'll put a link in the description for this. But the London pass will give you approximately 80 attractions that you can visit completely free of charge. Now, the London pass is not free of charge, and you'll pay around £62 for that London pass for an adult and £42 for a child for a one-day ticket. But the London pass becomes even cheaper once you start buying 3-day passes, 4-day passes. As an example, a 6-day pass will only cost you £139 for an adult and £96 for a child. Now, as I mentioned earlier, each tourist attraction, major tourist attraction, is around £30 to enter. So if you work it out, 6-7 tourist attractions that you visit over a 6-day period, you're already saving a lot of money. In addition, the London Pass will give you things like Thames River cruises. So you can jump on the river cruise, take you somewhere else in London that you'd like to go, and you're actually using that more as a travel pass type of thing. Now, talking of travel, if you've taken a British Rail train into London, it's very important that you keep that ticket, but before you travel, go on the website daysoutguide.co.uk. Again, I'll put the link in the description. But basically, British Rail, if you buy a ticket with British Rail, they're doing these 2-for-1 deals. So as an example, as long as you've bought your British Rail ticket on the day, you can print a voucher off their website and you can go to the London Eye, 2 for the price of 1. London Dungeons, 2 for the price of 1. So again, big savings. London Eye, I believe, is £25 to £30. The two of you are in there for £30, £15 each. Very, very cost effective. And of course, if the weather's nice, you have all the national parks. You can walk through St James's Park and all of a sudden you're at Buckingham Palace. But also what there are is free walk-in tours, where you'll have a designated guide that will walk you through London, completely free of charge, showing you all the major hotspots of London. And the only thing that's expected at the end, a nice little tip for your guide. Okay, eating out. Now this is the one where you could absolutely burn your bank account, or you can actually be very surprised at what you can actually get in London. What a lot of people don't realise is some of the top restaurants in London offer amazing pre-theatre set course dinners. And that normally ranges between sort of 5 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Just a couple of amazing examples for you here. The Savoy Grill, a Gordon Ramsay, critically acclaimed restaurant, are offering a 3-course dinner pre-theatre with a glass of champagne for £31. Brasserie Joël at the Park Plaza Westminster Bridge Hotel offer a 3-course meal for £19.95 and a 2-course meal for £16.95. And they're not always just between 5:30 and 7:30. They'll do after theatre meals. So maybe you've been to the theatre, it's 9:30, you want something to eat. Those restaurants are also offering specials at that time. In addition, a lot of these restaurants offer amazing set meals at lunchtime. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a link. You really should look at the website Open Table. Open Table lists pretty much every restaurant in London that's doing special offers, and you can physically go through and choose the best restaurant for your needs and look at when they're doing the best deals. London can be extortionately expensive for eating out. However, with these deals, you can enjoy some of the best restaurants in the world at a fraction of the normal price. How to get around in London. Now, first and foremost, the most important thing you need to do is buy a map. Because, believe it or not, even though London is a vast city, it's also quite small. And you'll be surprised at how many places that you can actually visit by just walking. And you can, of course, take the tube, and the underground system is excellent in London, but you'll be surprised at how much walking you do to get to your station, walk all the way through, and before you know it, you've been on 4 or 5 stops, and you think, okay, that hasn't taken too long. But 4 or 5 stops could actually only be a minute's walk. So I think really what you should be doing is really planning out your travel, where you want to go, and walking around London, as long as it's not raining, is a really great experience. But with all that said, you will need to take the tube. Underground system will take you anywhere you need to go in London, and if, for example, you're in Kensington and you wanted to go all the way off to Arsenal football ground, that's a long journey and there's no way you'd be able to walk that, and it can actually be quite expensive on the tube. However, what you can do is buy a 1-day travel pass, anything between £12 and £17, and it will give you all zones of London. So pretty much wherever you want to go, you can travel. And I mentioned the London Pass earlier. If you know you're going to specific places, you can actually buy, with your London Pass, a travel card or Oyster card, and it will be slightly cheaper as well. So getting around in London with a travel card will give you buses, tubes, and trains within the 6 zones and the 6 most popular zones of London. But as I say, you don't always have to be taking the underground service, and I would highly recommend that map, planning out where you want to go, and I think you'll be quite surprised at how easy it is to walk around to London and find the places that you need to find. Okay, so I said I'd give you 5 tips, and there's the 5 tips that I think will definitely help you save money in London and have a great time and see everything that London has to offer. However, as we said, get out of London to enjoy London. You'll be surprised, most people that go to London tend to spend their time in a 1 or 2 square mile radius. And there's some amazing places that you would go to where the locals will spend their time. I don't know about you, but when I'm in Bali or I'm in the Maldives or traveling anywhere around the world, one of the things I thoroughly enjoy is eating and drinking with the locals. And this really should be no different when you're in London. Why not? Do you really think that London locals spend £8 for a pint of lager? No, of course they wouldn't. So I'd highly recommend you look at other areas out of London. I personally like East London. I think East London has lots of amazing restaurants, boutique shops, great traditional English pubs, artisan breweries and bakeries that you can visit. And it's so much cheaper. As an example, you can walk into one of those local pubs and spend £4 or £5 for a pint of lager. In the centre of London, you'll be spending £8, £9 on a small bottle. So guys, that is my tips to saving money when visiting London. I certainly feel that what I've given you there is things to consider. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate you smashing that like button for me. And if you want to see more videos like this, my travels around the world, further travel advice for other countries, then please consider subscribing to the channel. It really means a lot to me when people subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and see you soon.